Do you ever just wake up in the morning and think, I'm going to turn this into a Hobbit house? Yes. That is exactly what I did. I had several inspiration photos to start with, and different people have done replicas, and this one was even an Airbnb, which was pretty cool. And I wanted to capture the idea of Bag End without completely being stuck to the original. So I just used a few inspiration points, and captured here was the map, the ceiling, the shelving, and I did the rug and some wall art also. So first I started with a sketch, and then I decided to make it out of cardboard. And I was able to print out the map for the wall and the rug. There are several things online. Here's kind of what I ended up with. And the inside is actually mostly handmade items, but I forgot to video record those. So here we are trying to determine how am I going to make this outside look like a Hobbit house. I don't know what I'm going to do. I was still trying to plan that, and then bam, it hit me. I used glue and water and a mixture of toilet paper and brown paper, like paper bag material, and I was able to make this little shell to build up the hill that the Hobbit Hole is in. And after painting it, it was just not quite right yet, and I knew I wanted to add some texture. So I also glued some Spanish moss onto the top because, it's a grassy hill, right? And so making sure that this actually fit over the top was pretty important. And it did. It worked great. So then I went about tediously gluing and placing the Spanish moss because I just wanted to make sure that it didn't flake off or rub off easily. It just needed to be really well secured. And I don't know what draws me to wood glue, but it works for a multitude of adhesions. So now that the hill is finished, we're going to see how it looks on the Hobbit Hole after we've done some painting of the front. Oh, and it looks great. And of course, you can't forget the green door. So I did some painting on the bricks on the outside. They weren't quite like I wanted, and I think they turned out pretty nice there. Now we're ready to put it all together. Again, wood glue is great for this. So I covered the whole top of the Hobbit house with wood glue. And then I was able to put that hill right down onto the clock box. And so I actually painted a little bit of gray around the bottom where the Spanish moss didn't quite get completely covered, and here's how it turned out. Most of the inside is handmade. In fact, everything that you see is handmade. And I had this really great idea that I wanted to make a lighted candle chandelier, like the one that Gandalf bumps his head on when he comes in. But after nearly having it finished, I scrapped it because the light broke that I had installed into it, and I was so frustrated that I kind of threw it across the room. Didn't want to look at it anymore. So we decided to ixnay that. But I did go for this comfy little decorative chair and the nice little fireplace hearth. And I had these teeny tiny little coffee maker and coffee cups that were so cute. So I had to include those, of course. And if you look really close, you can see there are actually tiny books on the shelf. Just seems like something that a hobbit would have in his nice little cozy Hobbit Hole. I will say, if you wondered how long this took me, let's just say I was able to listen on audio to the whole trilogy of Hobbit. So it took quite a while. It was a long project, but I gotta tell you, it was so fun and a challenge. And if anyone is interested, this Hobbit House is for sale. If it is still available, the link will be in the description. And just remember what this looked like before and how it turned out. And I actually have a few more of these clock boxes to use up, and I have some ideas in mind. But if you have some ideas, I would love it if you would leave a comment below and just give me some inspiration on what I should do next.